So before we started working together, what were some of the biggest struggles going on in your life?
Well, I had a lot of anxieties and depression, and then what added to that was my work environment because it was super negative and toxic, and I was always being snapped at by different people, and I just didn't know how to handle it. So it really brought me down.
Mhm. And that the work environment was something you had been in for a while, right? And it had kind of been that way for a while?
Yeah, it was like that for about 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. And then what were some of the things as we started working together and going through IPM, what were some of the shifts that you noticed?
Well, I started speaking up more. I started standing up for myself more. I was asked to speak at staff meetings and just got more hours. And I was becoming more happy and more motivated every day to like go to work because I was just enjoying it a lot more than I previously did.
Hmm. And how about your anxiety? Did that get better as well?
My anxiety did get better. It's a lot better than it was, and I noticed that as I continued going through the program, it decreased. And same with my overthinking, because those two were a large issue for me because they played on one another. So when one of them got better, the other one got better.
Yeah, and I know you worked so hard on both of those things. So it really was amazing watching it shift and watching it change because I know from my own experience how hard it is with anxiety and all those thoughts going through your mind. So it was really cool to see that shift for you.
Yeah, it was definitely a bumpy ride.
Yeah. But you got there. You got there.
Yeah.
I want to touch on your workplace because one of the super cool things about IPM and about doing the work for yourself is how much it affects the people around you just by you changing. So, what did you notice with your work environment and with your coworkers?
Well, my positive attitude started spreading, and like everybody became more positive, and the kids were like naturally gravitating towards me because of how much happier and more confident I was. So, like, everybody started becoming more happy, and just the work, it got so much better.
Mhm. And I remember you had some coworkers even who just kept picking up and going like, "Wow, like you're you're so positive and you're handling all the stresses so well." And they could really see it in you.
Yeah, and they still pointed out to me even now.
Yeah, which is really nice because you have worked so hard and you've always given it all at your workplace. So now you're kind of being recognized and seen for how much you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so that's really exciting. What's what else has been going on or what have you noticed since you've finished the program now? You're still kind of checking in and using it and using the tools when you need, right?
Yeah. So what I've
Mm.
noticed is that like I'm creating new friendships, and the ones that I had already are becoming stronger, and I'm hanging out with my coworkers more outside of work, and I'm just more like motivated, and I'm much happier in the place I am in right now.
Yeah. Yay. I'm so excited. I love hearing it. Um, and if it's okay if I ask you this, and you don't have to go super in depth or anything, but I know one of the big things that's shifted with you as well, with starting to be more confident, is that you've also realized that you deserve better and you've kind of let go of some relationships, some people who maybe weren't appreciating you fully, right?
Yeah.
And so how does that feel? I know it wasn't always easy, but how does it feel to be more surrounded by like all supportive people now?
It feels so much better because for such a long time I was surrounded by very negative people. So it's been like super nice for me to be around people that are as positive as I am because that's something I'm not really used to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to stay positive when everyone around you is kind of negative or bringing you down.
Yeah, it definitely drains you being around negative people all the time.
So having that environment and the new friendships and the support to keep you positive is just going to keep helping you succeed and move forward.
Yeah, it's made all the difference for me.
Yeah. Yeah, which is amazing. And I think for anyone who ends up watching this, a lot of times we struggle because of the environment as well. And sometimes we just need to find those supportive people and the right mentor that can help us rise up.
Yeah.
Mhm. Do you have anything else you want to say about working through the program or working with me or any other things you noticed?
Well, I know like before I started working with you, I actually saw a therapist, and because of working with you, I was actually able to stop going to see my therapist. And that was a
Yeah.
huge thing for me because like I always wanted to like stop seeing her eventually. I just didn't know how to go about it.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, and I remember when you told me that, I was so excited for you. Because it you kind of finally had the right tools and the things that you could keep track of yourself, right?
Yeah, like it made all the difference for me. So it was
Yeah.
nice that I was able to stop going.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And one other thing, I know you started to make a lot more time for yourself and for the hobbies like swimming, things that really brought you joy, right?
Yeah, and I've actually been keeping up with the swimming since we started working together. So it's been amazing that I've been able to keep up with that.
Yeah, totally. Do you think that one of the biggest things just in general was just kind of creating all of these new habits? Because I know you've you've shifted so much with your habits in terms of like swimming and things you do each day, but also with like the negative thoughts and the tools to switch out of those and just create new habits for yourself.
Yeah, I think part of the problem before was that I didn't have a lot of positive habits, so it just brought me down more. But now because I have all of these positive habits that I keep on using, it's helped me so much.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Which is exactly what I want because now that you've finished IPM, you still know exactly what tools, what things you can come back to, and you can just kind of keep plugging away with the new habits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's amazing. Um, yeah, well, I don't know if I have any other questions, but I'm just really excited for all that you've accomplished over the last few months, and it was honestly so cool watching the growth and seeing how much you shifted and how your confidence grew and um it's like it's been really heartwarming to see it. So, I'm glad we got to work together.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to work together too.